Welcome to Studio D on the campus of the University of Oklahoma. This is Sooner Sports Pad. And now, here's your host, Shiloh Sellers.
Hello and welcome to Sooner Sports Pad. I'm your host, Shiloh Sellers, and it's this guy's big debut. That's Spencer Royce, and you met him last week. This is Christian Dunley. Guys, he was in the studio with us tonight.
We have a wonderful crowd of OU students, and I think they're ready to get loud. And we're joined by two New Gophers, Turner Hoff and Jake Holbrook. Yep, and coming up in a little bit, Caroline Grace will give us an in-depth look on the new interim head coach of track and field for your Oklahoma Sooners. And later on, Spencer and I will discuss which basketball team we think will have the best season.
Now, the Crimson and Cream had a bye week, but there was plenty of action across the Big 12. Now, down in the Dallas area, they had a showdown of its own as SMU and TCU battled it out this weekend. The Mustangs snapped the Horned Frogs' 7-game win streak, beating them 41-38, a monumental win for SMU. One that, if they're lucky, will put them in the top 25 rankings for the first time in decades. We got to see our first Big 12 matchup of the season as the Kansas Jayhawks battled the West Virginia Mountaineers. West Virginia was able to run away with a close win of 29-24. This was by far the best run game we've seen from the Mountaineers this season. Now, after this past week, it was very clear who OU's stiffest rivals are, and they just so happen to play each other. That's right, it's Texas State and Oklahoma State, and Texas. Now, guys, after watching these two play each other, what will the Sooners need to watch out for when they play these two rivals?
Well, it's not something that we want to talk about. It's not something that we ever like to talk about, but Oklahoma State has to be talked about for a little bit, and their run game looks absolutely spectacular. I know. Chuba Hubbard, 4 B's in his name. Anytime there's 4 B's around me, I get pretty scared. So I know that a lot of the defenses are as well. And honestly, he has 642 yards on the season, 9 rushing touchdowns. That's nearly 100 more yards than the next closest running back, paired with arguably the best wide receiver in college football, Tylan Wallace. And you have a very, very, very potent offense now. They've looked a little bit shaky against mediocre at best teams so far. Oregon State put up a lot of points on them in week 1, and obviously they lost to Texas this week because their defense isn't that shored up. So, you can definitely attack that coming up.
They will be able to. You talked about it. We don't really like talking about Oklahoma State like that, and I don't really like talking about Texas, but it's something we've got to do. It's something we've got to do. This Texas team is known as DBU, and they kind of showed that they deserved that role a little bit. I'm going to be honest. They were able to come up with 2 interceptions. They only allowed Spencer Sanders to get 250 yards in the air, which is impressive. They did allow some big chunks, and that's one thing Oklahoma will be able to exploit. Another thing is the lack of defense. Their defensive front 7 was atrocious. Chuba Hubbard had 37 carries, 121 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, Chuba. He was balling. And I think the whole rushing committee of Jalen Hurts, Trey Sermon, and Kennedy Brooks will eat this defensive front 7 alive. I'm telling you. Wait on October 12th. Wait on it.
All right, interesting points, guys. Now let's hear from Sooner Sports Pad's Kelsey Bickerstaff when she met up with Neville Gallimore earlier today.
How important is it to have some time off, both from a football and a personal standpoint, this early in the season?
I feel like it's always a good thing to have, just get your body back right, just get that mental focus back, just kind of get away from it for a little bit. But, you love this game. You don't want to be away from it for too long. So, that break was good for us. But now we're ready to get back to it.
Going into starting conference play this weekend, how excited are you for that and on a quest for the 5th consecutive conference title?
I'm really excited. Got to take it one game at a time. Texas Tech, they're going to bring that pressure. And we just got to make sure that we're locked in, focused, and ready to, again, meet our standard.
Knowing that Texas Tech lost their starting quarterback and not knowing who their starting quarterback could be this weekend, how difficult is that to prepare for a team like that?
At the end of the day, regardless of, situation that they have, we just got to make sure that we play our best ball. No matter what the situation is with them, they're going to come here and bring their best. I'm sure, the coaches, they have a plan for the team, but we just got to make sure, we're locked in and focused on us.
Now it was live in the 405 this past weekend. OU volleyball was in McCaslin Fieldhouse for their game against the SMU Mustangs Saturday night. And OU soccer also played the Mustangs along with the Cougars from Houston. Now the SMU game took place on Thursday night. Christian, Spencer, how did the Sooners do?
Well,
They did pretty good.
They did very well, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I won't ever claim to know a ton about volleyball. I did win my intramural championship freshman year, not a big deal or nothing. But
That's a flex, yeah.
Sooner volleyball has looked much better than they did begin last season. They're actually 8-3 on the season, and they just beat SMU 3-1. Now, as I said, 8-3 on the year, and they look much more in tune than they did last season. Ashley Dunbar has been doing phenomenally, 115 kills already on the year, and standout star Keaton Kinley paced the team with 207 digs, 207. As the team moves into conference play, the Sooners have a matchup with TCU on Wednesday, and guess what? It's here, and guess what? It's free, so guess what? You should go.
Yeah. If you got a student ID, I should see you there. However, this soccer team hadn't had a home game in 20 days before they played SMU on Thursday. They played a great game.
They did.
But unfortunately, they weren't able to come out on top. They did lose in overtime. It was their 5th overtime game of the season. It was ridiculous.
Tight.
But the biggest storyline of the game was Megan McClay, the Sooners goalie. She was able to shut down any balls that were dribbling around within the penalty box and not let SMU get any chances on second chance rebound shots, which was impressive.
She's a dog in the box.
She is. But on Sunday, they played Houston. And I talked to Christina O'Donnell beforehand, and she said they needed to imprint themselves on Houston before the opposite could happen, and that is exactly what they did. They put their foot on the gas pedal and never let up the whole afternoon. They winded up finishing with a 2-1 win, and they next take on TCU down in Fort Worth to begin Big 12 play. They'll be balling.
Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for now, but don't go anywhere, because when we return, we're going to get to know OU golfers Jake Holbrook and Turner Hodge when we return. A change in the coaching staff is a big adjustment for any team. Sooner Sports Pad's Caroline Grace shows us an inside look on how OU track and field has adjusted to their new interim head coach, Tim Langford.
There's a new face in town for the OU track and field team.
Push. I started at High Point University, spent 2 years there under my old head coach when I was in college. Got the job at the head job at Charleston Southern University, stayed there 10 years. That they really mentored me and allowed me to grow as a head coach. Then went to the South Carolina State University where I could continue building my head coaching prowess, building what it takes to be a successful head coach. And I'm ready to bring that experience to Oklahoma and make it happen for the Sooners. Here we go.
Coach Tim Langford is no stranger to the sport and anticipates his first season with not only the Sooners, but his first Power 5 school as well.
He's doing a great job. Coach Langford is doing what we need him to do. He's giving us what we need. He's showing the experience that he has. He's coached All-Americans. He's coached national champions. So we're bringing that extra level to where we want to be.
Did you feel any difference on that?
Something he's previously done himself. He's here to coach the sprinters and jumpers.
My experience of being in the sprints and jumps, being a jumper in college, I think it's going to help the program a lot. I think the opportunities here are endless.
I think because he was a head coach before, I think that helps me trust him more that he's in that position again here. He's very energetic when it comes to practices. He's very team-oriented.
You let him come back and beat you. How?
His main priority is to build a championship program.
They trust me with their careers, and I don't take that lightly. And, I'm going to guide them to success the best way I can using all of my experience. It's so valuable to have an athlete look at you and know that my coach has done it.
I feel faster. The team's starting to feel faster. We're starting to do some great things.
3, 4, 5. The institution, I can't say enough about it. And, we have a phenomenal product. And my job is to get the name of the product out there. We got to win. Everyone respects success. The brand demands it. I think the athletic department demands it, and I demand it. Yeah.
As you can see, Coach Langford's day starts when the sun comes up and ends when the sun goes down. Because of the historical greatness that lies within the sprinters and jumpers here at OU, he anticipates the rise of this program once again. He's got his work cut out for him, but it's only September. The OU track and field team heads out in December to start their 2019-2020 indoor season. Caroline Grace, Sooner Sports Pad.
Well, you can normally find them on the golf course, but they've decided to step into the studio tonight so we can get to know them a little bit better. Let's give them a loud and rowdy welcome to OU Golf.
So you guys have been on campus a month and a half. Where do you think you've seen the biggest improvement in you guys' golf game?
I'd have to say just like probably work ethic and stuff like that. I mean, you know, being in college and stuff now, it's all kind of on us. We don't have, you know, our parents or anything like that reminding us to go out there. So, I mean, of course we got coach and everything, but it's all pretty much on us, and you get out what you put into it.
It's also, I think another thing has to do with it is just it's a really big adjustment, kind of knowing that you've got these older kids on the team who are juniors and seniors who they've been here for 3 or 4 years and they've worked as hard as they have to be in the position that they are in. So you just want to do everything that you can to kind of help contribute to those guys and help those guys kind of find the success that they want to have.
You guys got to play at a pretty cool place recently, the Carmel Cup. I think it's at the historic Pebble Beach, right?
It is.
Yeah,
what was it like playing there?
It is.
It's pretty phenomenal. I mean, you know, just being out there was pretty surreal, getting to play where, you know, the history of golf has taken place and everything like that. It was, especially being really young, you know, fresh here, 2 weeks into college, and I'm heading to California to go play there, so it was pretty amazing.
I had to stay here, so.
Yeah, we're here working on homework. It's pretty phenomenal. I mean, just the history of the place and just the views that it has, it's pretty spectacular. And for that to be where you start your college golf career only 2 weeks into school, it's pretty phenomenal.
It's a high bar to start out.
It's a very high bar to start, yes.
I think Shiloh's got an audience question.
Yes, hey guys, I'm here with Garrett, and he has a question for you.
What is your favorite club to use?
There's a lot. I'm gonna have to go with the cliche answer of a 7-iron. Yeah.
I've got to go with the putter. 'Cause when I start making putts, it pisses other people off. So that's what it's all about.
We played putt last week. You should have been here.
I should have been here. It would have been fun. Would have been definitely fair.
Well, yeah, we could have seen your short game. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the time we have for right now. But when we return, these two are going to face off. They've got to get mentally prepared. So don't get anywhere.
Thanks to our cornerstone television partners, OU Medicine, Anheuser-Busch, OU Extended Campus, and our community partners, Landers Auto Group, Devon Energy, Coca-Cola, and OU Medicine.
Welcome back. Who wins after these series of questions? Spencer, are you ready for your first face-off?
I am ready. I'm very ready.
All right, then let's get it started.
He's capping.
For our first face-off question, all right, we're already getting nippy.
Yeah, I'm already actually really mad.
Who are you expecting to have the better season? Men's or women's basketball?
Those are our two teams. Well, I wish I could pick both of them, but it's pretty obvious to me that I'm going with the men's team. Last year, no one expected them to be anything. They were about to take a James Harden-sized step back because Trae Young was gone, went to the NBA, and that dude is doing phenomenal things. But guess what? Christian James stepped up. They went 20-14. They made the playoff or the college basketball tournament, and they won their first round game. And no one thought that was going to happen. And this year, they have a top 20 recruiting class coming in, and Devion Harmon is legit. You know that he's great, and they're going to be just fine come tournament time this year because they have Brady Manick. They have a lot of people that are still on the team, and they know how to get it done. Lon Kruger's a great guy. He's a great coach. He has a ton of experience, and 7 of their first 10 games this year are going to be away from home, which means at the end of the season, they're going to end majority of it going to be at Lloyd Noble Center, and it's a lot easier to play at home at the end of the year, and that's what they need to make that tournament push. So it's obvious to me and to all of them probably that it's the men's team.
It's not the most obvious obvious. Coach Kruger has been making some strides to get a lot of people into the LNC, so I'm hoping
That
we do
means
see
moving
some
forward,
good turnouts.
right?
Yeah, this
what I thought.
year included. On the women's basketball front, I got the opportunity to cover this women's team, and last year they were young and showed some serious potential. To start out the season, Anna Yunusa got hurt, so they didn't really get to have the full season with their star player, but she gets back, she starts dropping 20 buckets a game, easy. She was balling. They've also got some lethal shooters around her. They got Taylor Robertson, who set numerous Big 12 records shooting it from deep. They got Jessie Mercer, Maddie Williams, who was an elite big down low. Jessie Mercer shot at 47% clip from inside the arc. The best of all guards in the Big 12. This women's basketball team's about to be nice. I'm telling you.
Keyword about. What was their record last year?
In the beginning
what
of
was
the
their
season.
What was their record?
A lot to a little.
A little to a lot.
Alrighty. I'm here with Ibram, and he has a question for you.
Which two teams do you think will face off in the World Series?
Don't you love that pun right there? Face off.
Yeah, face off. Well, I mean, I'm going to go with the Dodgers for sure. Those are my boys. But the team that I think might be the best team in the MLB and the team that I think is going to play them is the Astros. A lot of people might take the Yankees, but I was doing some digging, some very good research, and I found out that the Yankees have a 4.53 ERA, and to win the World Series, any just casual baseball fan knows that you got to have good pitching to get it done, and the Yankees do not. So the Astros and the Dodgers are going to play. They got people like Zach Greinke, Justin Verlander, Garrett Cole. The Dodgers have Clayton Kershaw, Walker Buehler, Hee-Jun Ryu. Take your pick when it comes to offense, top to bottom. Some of the best hitters in baseball, some of the most complete lineups. They're going to have a rematch from the 2017 World Series. It's going to be awesome. It might go 7 games again. I'm not going to tell you who's going to win because, quite frankly, I don't know, and I don't want to hurt my own feelings because go Dodgers. But you'd be a fool not to ride with both of these teams. It's going to be the Dodgers. It's going to be the Astros, top to bottom, best teams in baseball.
I'm going to have to agree with you. I think the Dodgers will make it, but that's not a statement on the Dodgers. I think that's just a discrepancy between the Dodgers and the rest of the NL. The Dodgers,
right?
yeah, I agree. The Dodgers are at plus 296 point plus minus, and the Bears are right behind them at 113. The discrepancy between those two teams in the NL is so wide. And on the other side, the Yankees. I think the Yankees are going to make it over the Astros. You heard it, yes. Listen, you name some points. But when things get going and late in October, it really is who can hit the rock at the end of the day. You got to put up points, and that's what the Yankees can do. They've hit 292 home runs on the season. They are hitting the ball so far out of the park, better than the Astros are. And that is plain and simple why I think the Yankees are going to make it over the Astros.
Lose if you don't
it's going to be Dodgers-Yankees. Dodgers-Yankees. You heard it.
Okay.
Book it.
I guess we're going to just have to wait and see who's right.
That's
Alrighty, you know what time it is. It's viral video time. Show me what you
There was a ton of great college football games this weekend, so I'm assuming you didn't watch Rutgers versus Massachusetts. But there was an insane play. Watch it. Rutgers quarterback Art Statowski completed a 74-yard touchdown pass. And it was a great play. But after he gets in the end zone, watch what the center, Nick Maietti, did. He got a little bit too excited. And bang! And one more time. Bang! Man, that was like Mike Tyson to the grill.
Yeah.
My neck would be broke, bro. Like, I would be in the hospital for sure.
I'd be slumped. I like the onomatopoeia. I do. But on the NFL side, instead of college, offensive lines have been atrocious, in my opinion, to this point.
Oh, yeah.
But this is a whole new level of bad. This is a whole new level. Let's take a look.
Take him out. Good protection this time, and now Wentz looking around, and there's just nobody down there open. He gets rid of it before being sacked.
Is that Eli Manning?
I can't imagine going to film the next day. Imagine everybody that's been in a sport that goes through film, you always know coach is going to go in slow motion, frame by frame of that play. Can you imagine having to sit there and explain yourself to that?
He probably doesn't like Carson Wentz. He probably just hates Carson Wentz.
All 5 of them?
That looks like the
I mean,
yeah.
All right, guys, it is time to vote. Make sure to be the loudest for whoever was your favorite. Let me hear it if it was Spencer.
Keep it going. Be on the right side of history. Keep it going.
All right. That was pretty loud, but I think it could get a little louder. I'm not going to lie. So let me hear it if your favorite was Christian. I'm going to have to give that one to Christian, I think. I called and the audience answered. Alrighty, well, that's all the time we have for now. Up next is going to be a challenge. Well, last week, who will be the champion? You have to wait and find out. Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pad. It's time for the challenge. These two are going to go head-to-head for 1 full minute to see who can get the most pencils in the cup by bouncing them on the eraser. Now we're going to have our 2 analysts and our 2 guests, each on separate teams. Starting in 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get it.
You got one.
All right. Nice and easy. Soft has it. It's It's all right. Take your time. Slow. A little bit gentler. It's all in the flick of the wrist. All right, we've got 45 seconds left. You've got it, Jake. Just focus on bouncing it. Ooh, that was so close.
I can't help you. Come on.
All right. Pass this. We've got 30 seconds left on the clock. Come on. Oh, take it. Back-to-back pencils in the cup. He is scavenging. All right. We've got 20 seconds left. He's got his 4th. And holy cow, he is on a roll here, people. And we're at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, the pencils have it. Our golfers are our winners tonight, Turner and Jake. Make sure to be following us on Twitter and on Facebook. We'll be here back on Monday night at 7:30. Same time, same place, guys. You shouldn't forget it. We'll see you next week, Sooner Nation. Good night.